welcome back to my channel and welcome to a new vlog. I thought I would do a little day in the life today. So I already filmed a little bit this morning and now I've showered, I've washed my hair, and right now I'm actually in the middle of doing my makeup. I have a little bit of concealer on, some setting powder, and I'm about to do my brows, and I thought I would update you guys a little bit on how I've been liking my brow lamination. I shared that process with you guys, I think it was like 3 videos back. I'll have the video linked down below if you guys want to check it out. So it's kind of like having a brow gel in your brows all the time, which is really nice for someone like me. I love wearing brow gel. I love to brush my brow hairs upwards. And if you have really thick brows, I think it's something fun to try out and see if you like it. But you do have to make sure that you style them, because if you are in bed or you shower, the brow hairs themselves are not like stuck to your skin. So basically what this does, it just makes them very like movable and pliable. I think that's how you would say it. So I could actually like brush my brow hairs down like that, you see, and it's not gonna like, it's not stuck to my actual skin. But if I want to shape them and style them, they stay really, really easily. So I've actually not even been wearing a lot of brow product. I just brush them up, then I will just push the tips down like that to form the shape of the brow, and I love that. So it just makes them look a lot fuller and thicker by themselves. It's just the actual hairs like being straight and laying down in a really nice way, but there's no actual additional product in my brows right now, so I really like that. But what I have been doing is just putting a little bit of my brow powder, just a little bit here on the edges to kind of define the shape a little bit more, and also just to slightly warm up the shade of my brows. I do also love how it makes them look kind of like feathered and bushy, but like groomed and bushy, you know? I think that's very beautiful and I think it looks really natural. Next, I'm gonna do a little bronzer in my crease. And a little bit of blush. I did recently film my entire kind of makeup look step by step, so I will have that video linked down below if you guys want to check it out and see exactly what I'm using. Everything will be in that video, and I'm using all the same products. So when I like something, I will stick with it for a pretty long time, and that's the case currently with all of these makeup products that I'm using. I also like putting some on my lids. This is just the most beautiful and natural way to do shadow, and it's so quick. A little highlight. Some mascara. I love how quick and easy this makeup routine is. I can literally do this in under 10 minutes, and I feel like it's just a nice like pick me up for an everyday feel if I want to wear makeup that day. Also, as you saw earlier, I've been round brushing my hair with the Dyson, and I really like how it looks. This is a little bit more time consuming than what I would do with my like regular styling routine just when I do it straight, but I do really like how it looks. Just gives it a little bit more body and volume, and I think it's pretty, and it's nice to kind of like switch it up from time to time. Okay, I am now in the car. I have a few errands to run. It's actually kind of nice to get out of the apartment for a little bit because we have been in it this morning. It's been very busy for us, like more than usual the last few months, because we have a few new launches coming up, and I wanted to film kind of like b-roll of Mo and I working, but a lot of the things that we're working on are with new packages and new samples, different artwork, so it's things that I can't really show you yet. But yes, we've been very busy at home on our computers, and now I am going to run some errands. I have to go to the post office, the bank, and it's actually kind of nice to just step outside a little bit, get some fresh air. It is around 5:30 right now, and I just finished up the last thing that I needed to do for today, and I'm feeling really good. I personally love lists because they keep me really accountable during the day, and whenever I feel like maybe I have some free time, or I'm kind of like sliding off, maybe scrolling through social media too much, or just find myself like wandering in the day, then I go back to my list and I see, okay, what else can I get done, or what else do I need to work on? And it just helps me stay really focused and structured during the day. And right now I see my list and everything's done, and it feels amazing. If you guys make lists as well, like a to-do list for the day or for the week, I personally do it on my laptop because I like being able to move things around, edit things, add things. But I know that some people really swear by doing it in a journal format, like pen to paper. But yeah, let me know what kind of format you guys like the most if you also make lists. But yeah, I'm now done and I'm sitting on the couch. You can see the lights outside. It's already dark, which is so crazy, and the leaves outside are almost like completely off of the trees. You guys might have seen when I was driving, it's like, I guess 70% off the trees, so that means winter's coming very soon. On another note, something that I have been wanting to talk to you guys about, and just something that's been on my mind, is shows, like TV shows. We do usually like to watch something together in the evenings. It's really nice and cozy here. We actually sit right here, usually with a tea and a little dessert, and we just like to spend time together. But it's not always so easy to find good shows. They're definitely out there, but I feel like you really have to look for them more so than the things that are recommended or the things that are trending. And it's kind of crazy, I think. Sometimes when you see the shows that are really trending and just things that are recommended, and just in general, like on Netflix, so many of the shows have like this really stressful and like negative, dark energy in terms of like the content, the violence, the creepiness. And if you guys like that kind of stuff, like that's totally cool. But for me personally, I cannot really watch that and engage with that kind of stuff because I feel like I take a lot of that on, and when I'm watching I get stressed. Like my heart starts racing, I start getting sweaty. I actually read somewhere that your brain can't really decipher or tell the difference between what you're watching in a show and what's really going on. So part of you just feels like you're actually involved in it, and that's why it has those physical effects on your body. Like there are so many shows about murders, people dying in really terrible ways, like psychological thrillers. For me, I've always felt like the things that we watch and read and consume, like even on social media, the people that we follow, all of that carries an energy, and we're literally consuming it and bringing it into our bodies just as we would with food. And I think that kind of content really has an effect on us just beyond the time where we're watching it or, you know, engaging with that kind of content. I feel like it has a long-lasting effect beyond that point, so the next day. And also I feel like just before you go to bed, I think that's a very absorbable time. Like we're very impressionable at that time when we're relaxing, getting sleepy. We're about to go into like a deep 8-hour rest and have lots of dreams. I think it's really important to give yourself or give your mind something positive, or at least neutral, and something that can actually inspire you and maybe teach you something good that you can use in your life, and not just like scare you and petrify you like some of those shows would be doing for me. But they're so popular too. It's like you ask people what they're watching, and most of the time it is these kind of more like negative shows, you know. And maybe it doesn't affect everyone the same, but if you are more of like a sensitive soul and you have this more like permeability to you where things really can like touch you deeper, then I think being really mindful of that, for me, that's been really helpful to understand about myself, because I didn't really get that for the first like few months of when Mo and I started watching TV together, when we got together. Before then, I wasn't a huge TV watcher actually, but since I've been with Mo, that's something that we do like to do. But thankfully, Mo is actually really into the kind of shows that I like to watch as well. Like, he enjoys them as well, so that's really nice. But then he does enjoy like the other kind of more thriller, crime, kind of like darker shows. He'll watch those by himself, and then together we try to watch like something that's a bit more positive, or at least more neutral, you know? On that note, I want to give you guys a few recommendations of things that I have really been enjoying personally. I have some recommendations for things that Mo and I have watched together, and then I also have some shows that I watch by myself. So together, Mo and I recently watched The Physician. That's a movie that's on Netflix. Really good, very visually beautiful, and the story was really good, and both Mo and I really enjoyed it. Like, it was a really great, thrilling story, but not thrilling in a way where it's like negative or anything like that. We also recently watched My Octopus Teacher with Craig Foster. That was an incredible documentary. We do actually really enjoy animal shows in general, but this one was a little bit different in the way that he really interacted with this creature. But Netflix does have some really great animal shows. I'll pop in the name here because I don't remember it by heart, but that whole series was really good. Just really nice and relaxing. And I think if you've had like a really stressful day, or even if you've watched something really stressful, counteracting that with something about nature and animals, I feel like that's always very soothing and just calming to the soul. A show that I'm watching by myself right now is Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. This is on Prime, and this is really great. Really fun, great story. I love the fashion and the way that it's filmed. The Surgeon's Cut is another documentary that I watched on Netflix, specifically the one about the brain. Super interesting. Gilmore Girls as well. This is one that I'm also watching by myself. It's such a chill show. I think it was filmed back in 2006, so it gives me all those like old school vibes of when I was in 2006, like when I was that age. Really nice and relaxing, something that you can watch before bed, or if you just want to really chill out. Just a really fun and like peaceful kind of show, but it's not boring. Those are the ones that are coming to mind right now, but if there are any others, I'll leave them listed for you guys down below in the description box if you want to check them out. But feel free to recommend any shows that you really like that are also in this kind of like genre. I do think it's important to feed and nourish your mind just as much as you would be feeding and nourishing your body. So really paying attention to like what you're consuming, what you're putting into your ears and your eyes. Of course, reading is really good to do before bed, like something again that's uplifting and positive. I love books that help me in life, that give me little tips. And then of course, a little meditation can go such a long way. Either one that you kind of fall asleep with, so one that is a little bit longer. I love those for nights when my mind is just running and racing, or even just a quick little 5 minutes to kind of switch the energy and make you fall asleep on a more positive note. Again, if you've had a more stressful day, or you're still feeling really overwhelmed from the day, I think those can be very powerful as well. Okay, it is dinner time, and I'm making this really cool one-pan dish with balsamic chicken, roast potatoes, Brussels sprouts, and some thyme. I found this recipe online. I will have it linked for you guys down below. I'm also going to be adding some cherry tomatoes to this, but this is going to be roasting in the oven for about 25 minutes before I put in the tomatoes. And one-pan dishes are just always so quick and convenient. There's basically no cleanup, and yet this looks really good. So I'm going to pop this into the oven, add the tomatoes later, and then the dinner will be ready.